second. Give me a second. Stretch out. Good evening, good morning, good night, good well, anything. My name is Ghost Horror, and I've noticed, right, ever since Texas Chainsaw came out on the PlayStation Plus monthly games, there's been a lot of new players, a lot of level zeros, a lot of new people who don't know what to do because the game never really fully tells you, and I guarantee most people aren't doing the tutorial. So this is gonna be a real quick video. It's not gonna be long, maybe about 10, maybe 15 minutes. And coming from someone that is a good high level, blow my own horn here, but you know, my own high level. I played the game since it came out. I played the game since release. I played it to the same degree to get the same amount of knowledge that I do about Dead by Daylight, and that was like one of my go-to killing games. So level 93, I've played it for a fair amount of time. I can help people, because this game is very tricky to learn. And the friends that I've played it with and the people that I've came across, they're like, "Oh, it's my first match. I don't know what to do. Survivors are getting out really quick," because that's gonna happen. There are four survivors, and there is a reason there are four free killers. Four free killers? So, starting off, right, we're gonna do the basics. Uh, this is gonna be a family guide because I only play family. Exclusively only family. Despite my characters all being level 10, I'm just gonna give a rundown. You can respec your class at any given time. Don't be worried if you wanna, reset your shit. You wanna try new stuff. That's perfectly fine, because you can respec and you can start all over. So, as you level up in the game, your account is gonna go up. So the top right, I'm level 93. And then underneath that, you can see XP, and then there's also another set of tokens. I have 118, and these are going to be your skill points. Now, each different branch, if you will, goes a certain way. So if you want to be, savage, there's going to be a savage way. If you want to be a better tracker, if you want to find people, if you're having struggles like finding out where people go, then there's going to be something else. And there's also going to be blood harvesting. Now, I should start off by saying this. Each character in this game, survivor and family, they all have their own high stat. They all have their own, unique. So for Leatherface, his highest stat is savagery. And savagery makes you do a lot of damage. So the higher your savagery, the stronger your damage will be. For Cook, his is also savagery. As you can see, I've put all my points into blood harvesting. What blood harvesting does is it enables you to collect more blood, whether it be from hitting survivors, whether it be through collecting blood buckets. Those are the only two ways I think you can get blood. Don't quote me on that. Quote me on that. Yep, there is only two ways of getting blood. Hitting survivors and killing them. You get blood from hitting them, and you get it from killing. And then you also get it from blood buckets, which I'll go into later. The higher that stat is, the more blood you can carry and the more blood you'll collect. And endurance, it has two purposes. Yeah, it has two purposes. So with endurance, it's not only just your stamina, it's not how long you can run, it's actually how fast you attack. So whilst you may want to be a super heavy hitter, you're going to be hitting very slow with Hitchhiker. On the plus side, with my Sissy, for example, her endurance is 48, and her savagery is very low. But on the flip side, I've got Blood Harvesting high, so I can quickly just, keep hitting, keep hitting, keep hitting. Stamina doesn't drop, and I have a full blood vial to bring back to Grandpa. Which is also a very essential thing, which I don't see anybody doing. Nobody feeds Grandpa, which is a really, really stupid thing. Considering it tells you it's like one of the main four things that it tells you. It's like, feed Grandpa, collect blood. And nobody ever does it. probably because they think it's boring, which, you know, so be it. Make sure I'm still recording. And, you know, each family member has their duty. So, Leatherface, his is to kill, but it's also to clear up obstacles around the area, around the map. Same with Hans, kinda. You can spec in that way to break barriers, so you don't need Leatherface. Cook, he's able to, you know, scout the area. If anyone's making noise, he can track them, give information to the other killers, which is very handy. Hitchhiker is able to put down traps. They step in a trap, they make a noise, massive scream, you know, then you go rush them. He's good for stopping objectives from getting rushed. Johnny is the tracker of the family. He senses footprints. You know, he'll scan a footprint on the floor wherever he sees them. I'll do individual guides for all the characters, you know, best builds and whatever. I figure that might be helpful. Sissy, her ability is a poisonous cloud. Very, very simple. She blows a massive cloud, which can also be upgraded. I'll go into their perks as well. This is going to be a very long video. Shit. Yeah, so Sissy, she blows a cloud of poison gas, which makes survivors go woozy, swaying from left to right, makes it very easy to kill. This also makes them cough, which makes them located for the other family members. The other three, Nancy, Hans, and Bones, these are all DLC characters. You have to buy them, you know, your own money, unfortunately. Nancy is able to put barbed wire through places where survivors will crawl through. She's very good at disabling their movements very stealthily. Hans, he's got two. A lot of these characters have two abilities, now that I think about it. Well, at least these three. You know, I'll leave these three for another video. We'll stick with the basics, because that's what, you know, most people will have. So, we'll do Johnny. Give you guys a rough idea on what different characters do. Not characters, but, you know, the skill tree, because, you know, basics. So, as you level up in the top row, right there, you will get skill points. And with these skill points, you will go through a certain tree of whichever way you want to go. Now, I've played the game and leveled up the tree fully, so, you know, I can see everything. But when you first start off, you're not going to see a thing. You're going to see these three things, and then you start branching very, very slowly. And as you go through, you'll get more stuff, you'll keep going, you'll, you know, level up, whatever. And all of this is very essential. Like I said, you can respec free, you don't lose anything, you don't, you know, there's no losses if you do. And I would actually encourage, you know, respecting, because sometimes you go a class and you want to do full savagery, but then you realize you have no stamina. So, you know, you might want to do a stamina build instead, or you might want to mix the two together. I normally just go one way because, you know, it's easier. There's not a lot of work to do if you split it. I think splitting is very stupid, and it's not really necessary. But then again, I play Leatherface, so the game for me is very easy. So, as you keep going, you know, as you can see here, I'm going through the skill trees, you're getting these little star things, and you notice there's a lot of stars. These stars are just attribute points, which every person has, survivor or killer, any or, every or. And as you keep going, right, you're gonna get to the max level. You know, this takes a while. You know, if you're new, it's gonna take a while. You know, it's a very stressful game. You're gonna be, you know, getting ran out a lot. There's people gonna be running around. They're gonna be juking you, stabbing you, and it's gonna be stressful. This game is stressful. It was made by the same people that made Friday the 13th, which gave you a way to kill Jason Voorhees. If you know, you know. So, once you've done that, make sure you equip them. Okay, this is another thing. I know it's very simple shit. Make sure you equip the perks. Because when you go through the skill tree, you're not fully putting onto your character straight away. You need to put it onto your loadout. So, for me, I use Big Swings, I use Fired Up, and I use Wired. All of these will be leveled up as you play. So the more you play, the more you will level up these perks, the stronger they'll get, and the better you will become. Think of it as like a twisted way of training yourself to be a better killer. At the start, you're not going to be good, naturally. You know, you might have played Dead by Daylight. This is nothing like that. This is nothing like that game because there are 3 killers, 4 survivors, which already tells you that there's multiple ways to get out. There's multiple ways to run. It's tricky. It's gonna be tricky. Execution, this is just, unique. Whichever twisted way you want. Also, another thing. As you go through the skill tree, you're gonna see these, right? And these are gonna be... Oh, God. This sounds like fucking dry mouth. This is horrible. I haven't even went into the game yet. I'm just going through fucking basic skill trees. Okay. So, you're gonna come across these, right? Which are grandpa bugs. Now, please equip these. You might think they're useless, because they're right at the end, for any reason. They're not useless. These will level up as Grandpa is fed, which is also another incentive to feed Grandpa. So, right next to this, there is a 1, which means Grandpa needs to be level 1 for it to be active. Simple. Let me quickly put his points into savagery. I like Johnny to be strong. I like him to just quickly, absolutely decimate anybody he comes across. And the last thing we're going to go over is their own ability. So each character's got their own ability. And their own ability is, Johnny's is able to track people. What I'm going to do, you level this up the same way as you level up perks. I think it's just a higher, XP gap. Go this way, that way. As you level up, you'll get more levels and whatever. Right. Gonna load into a game. And hopefully, I'm just gonna mute everybody quickly before they start saying shit. For some reason, this is like a Call of Duty lobby, a kid gets a mic, they suddenly think that slurs are the funniest thing in the world. Don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. Right. I think I can do Leatherface. Can I do Leatherface to train? Nah. I can go hands, I can do the same exact thing. Cool. So, ignore the spamming of, the guy down there. Very impatient people in this game, very impatient. Very desperate to get into the match. But, yeah, so the maps will always be random. You cannot choose what map it is. Unlike Dead by Daylight, where you kind of offering to choose what map, it's completely random all the time. Which I kind of like. It's not biased, the survivors can't choose where they want to go, the killers can't drag you to where they want to go. I feel like that would destroy the game in a way, because there are very strong maps and there are very weak maps. This is one of the weak ones for killers, but, each map can all be won. They all have some way of winning. What else is there? Yeah, when we load them, I'll tell you about the exits and whatever. So, let me shoot it down. Oh, I'm right in the way. So finicky. Right, there we go. Right, cool. Sorry, I'm a PC game, that's new. Alright. So, at the start, if they make a lot of noise, victim noise will be made, and then at that point, you can go down into the basement. I would only recommend you go down there if it's absolutely necessary. If Leatherface needs you down there, and he's like asking for help, which is also another thing, please turn your voice chat on. This is a team game. Okay, this is not a place for anxiety. This is not a place to be concerned. Okay, if you're playing this game, you're playing it to kill people. Okay, you don't need to be shy. Okay, you might get shouted at. This is a new game, If you're watching this guide, you are new to the game. But ensure that, you have voice chat on so you can hear people talk. Because it does help a lot. So, this is one of the exits. First exit will be a generator. They need to turn the generator off, and they also need to pick the lock. Once both are done, they can escape. And on both these doors, there will always be 2 gates blocking it. Both have to be pick locked. And there are also 2 optional. Optional, I guess you can call them optional, or extra exits if you will. These ones are done by a fuse box, and they are done by a water pump. Both of these things, you know, they have to find the items to correspond with it. And once they do, they can use those exits to get out, which is normally their best way to get out. Fuse box will open up the basement, so, you know, naturally that'll be a go-to for them. They can do a fuse box and quickly run back down into the basement. That is a random spawn-in thing, as the water pump is. And yes, there's also a car battery. Car battery will be located on the opposite side of the generator at any given time. So, I think this guy's AFK. As you can see, someone's already escaped. So, as you hit a survivor, you will get blood, which you can see at the bottom right. As you keep hitting them, you know, it'll keep filling up. And then once you get the kill, then it will completely fill up your blood vial. It's really dark, isn't it? This is max. Wow, okay. I did see someone crawling around here, but we'll leave him behind. So, at the bottom right, you can see it says 130. This will be dependent on your character and how much you can carry, which is also leveled up by blood harvesting and certain perks. Grandpa will be highlighted. He'll be yellow when your vial is full. And all you gotta do is just go up to him, you know, feed him. Yeah, put back away would stop glitching my screen. Yeah, they're just escaping. Yeah. So once he's fed, you know, you won't be able to feed him anymore. And it'll be on a small cooldown, whatever, it will quickly be refilled. It'll say you can feed him again. You can locate him by pressing up on your D-pad. It'll turn your screen grey and it'll also show you different objectives. Use that as well, please do. It will help you out a ton, especially when you're starting out, because you won't know where to go. I'm not saying it to be like a dickhead, you won't know where to go. Especially on maps like this is extremely confusing. Like I said before, there are 3 killers, which means, you know, all exits should be watched at all times. But, you know, once again, communication should be key. At the current moment, I'm, you know, doing this tutorial for you guys, so I can't really talk to them yet, until I find a way to do it better. And yeah, essentially that's killer's basics, you know. Watch the exits. Please lock doors behind you as well. I need to point this out as well because I see a lot of people not doing this. On the door, there's like a little catch. You can see them. If that is up, Johnny. If that is up, that means it's unlocked. And it'll say, you know, press whatever button to lock on your respective, you know, console. Please lock doors. I cannot stress this enough. There have been times when a new killer has jumped on the game and they've spawned, say, behind one of those gates. They will open the door and just run out. And they will leave it, and then the survivors can just quickly run out. Boom, they're out. They've escaped. It's, you know, it's GG's. Every survivor's out. Same thing can be done with the basement doors. You can lock these doors as long as there's still catching them. When a door's been picked locked, the catch will be disappeared. It will be gone completely. You won't be able to, say, locate it. Not locate it, lock it. That's pretty much all the basics I can run down for kill. Not that I can think of many other things. I guess one thing that I could point out, there's always going to be two exits. There's always going to be two gates leading to a car battery or a generator. But the water pump and fuse box will always be inside the area, so they won't need to pick lock anything. All they will need to do is find the respective thing. So for the fuse box, they need to find a fuse. If they're doing the water pump, they need to find a valve. After all that's done, they can do whichever exit they want, whichever exit they wish. They can do whichever way they want to do. Which, you know, it makes sense. There are three killers roaming. There are a lot of people. Okay, he disconnected. Alright, cool. Cool. But yeah, this is a tricky game. It's gonna be tricky, especially when you first start out, and especially when you try to learn what to do. Rush Week is a completely different thing. Whole different experience. What else is there? I'm trying to think of anything else I could, you know, entail. I guess the best thing to do for this game is to experiment. I feel like experimenting is one of the biggest things you can do in games like this, especially when you're trying to learn new things and, you know, especially a new game like this. You're definitely gonna be experimenting. It took me a while to figure out what to do with Leatherface. And you know, he's my main now. I can, you know, I've got a lot of hate messages for playing the way I do. And, you know, if you get hate messages, I see it as a good win. I see it as a beautiful sign that you're doing a really good job in this game. Especially, you know, the voice chat at the end, which is another thing when I have it turned on. You can hear the survivors absolutely berate you. And, you know, sometimes you'll hear them say you were shit, you were awful, you were bad, I ran right past you. Well, that's just a learning experience, you know? And it's good that you're able to do that, because despite them being negative and despite them being, you know, hurtful, you're also learning. So, you know, okay, so they go out this way. Next game, let me locate this and let me go around this area. Let me go around in this section. Let me learn it a bit more. So that the next game I play on it, they won't get out the same way. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, you know, subscribe. I post kind of daily. I post whenever I'm online, honestly. I also stream on Twitch, YouTube, all that good shit. I'll link it somewhere in the description or on this video somewhere. And yeah, I do encourage people to play this game. This is a really, really good game. And if you're fans of asymmetrical, you know, horror games where you play as a killer and you're playing against other survivors, this game, you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it a lot. It's done really well. It feels like the actual horror film. And even if you're a survivor, there will be some times when you're running through your life and you're like, oh shit, I can hear the chainsaw getting closer. Oh crap, I can hear Johnny tracking me down. You know, it's just, you know, games like this is cool to me. I like games like this. And especially since it's a team-based one, you know, you might actually make some friends in this game, you know? Some twisted friends. You might even run across me in a match, and I severely hope you don't, because I take this game very, very seriously. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and yeah, I'll catch you in the farmhouse, boy. Boy? Boy? When have I ever said boy? Look at that fucking disgusting tuft of hair. Ugh. I'm kind of just playing my hair now to piss off that guy that called me a tramp. Right. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.